Introduction to meeting. This is Tuesday, June 2nd, meeting of the Board of Health, Berlin Board of Health. As a preliminary matter, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that the other folks may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. We need to confirm member access. I'm Paul McKelk, Chair of the Board of Health. And the other members, I'm going to call your name. Please respond in the affirmative. Bob Wheeler.
Present.
Sue Regera.
Present.
And as our, I'm not sure what the best official title for you is, Bill, but Bill Brookings from the Schober Associated Board of Health, our
Agent.
Yep.
our agent and sometimes conscience.
Beloved agent.
Beloved. There we go.
I'm blushing.
Let's see. Mary Arata is assisting in tonight's meeting.
Here.
Right now, we do not have any anticipated speakers other than those of us who are present. With the quorum of the Board of Health present, I call this meeting to order at, I have 7:09 p.m. on June 2nd. Okay, introduction to remote meeting. This open meeting of the Berlin Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with a right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Berlin website at www.townofberlin.com. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of the public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely, provided reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. While no in-person attendance of members of the public is permitted, every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. The standard public comment portion of the meeting will accommodate limited public comment. For this meeting, the Berlin Board of Health is convening using the Zoom platform as posted on the agenda, identifying how the public may join. The public is encouraged to follow along during the meeting using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Supporting materials that are available this evening to members of the board can be made available to the public by request. Next would be some ground rules. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will invite each board member to name by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversation with each other, please do so through me, taking care to identify yourself. Public comment portion of the agenda. To the extent that our technical capability allows, public comment will be permitted during the public comment portion of this meeting as follows. Attendees' phones and other devices will be muted unless and until they raise their hand and are recognized by me to speak. I ask each member of the public who wishes to speak to identify their names, and I will afford each speaker time to ask a question or make a brief comment. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. The end of that. Excuse me. First on the agenda, what do we have?
We have approval of meeting minutes, which I sent to you and Bob. I think I sent it to Bill. And I know Bob's read them all. I typed them.
I approve.
Bob Wheeler approves. Paul McKelk approves. Sue
And I
Ropens
approve.
and Sue approves.
Mistakes and all. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Next on the agenda is we should probably discuss and then vote on how we're going to proceed with selling transfer station stickers at the transfer station.
Yes. All right, little background. Pete has indicated that he thought bringing Jeff in and selling stickers through the window would be our best approach. My thoughts on that are not so much in alignment, because I'm just looking at the possibility of selling stickers through the window. On the surface, it may sound fine, but we have people using the compactors and so forth and dropping off bottles and cans. And it seems to me we have plenty of potential congestion in that area. And I would hate to see people, excuse me, line up waiting to get a sticker at the window. How do the other board members feel? Before we get into options, let's deal with this.
I agree.
There's very little space between the stairs and the railing for people, you know, so you're shoving people in there, and by the time that person is done, there's going to be a long line, I would think.
There's going to be a long line, and I would assume that there's going to be an associated vehicle issue as well, because there's already vehicle issues down there on any given day, because people really can't figure out the smartest place to park before they do things. And it's difficult. We don't have lines and all that. So, you know, I understand the public's confusion, but I don't think that it would help our situation in terms of being healthy, selling stickers at the window for residents, for whoever's in the building. It just, I don't see it personally. Let me ask, are we in agreement that the window is not a desirable option?
I
Sue?
think the window for Pete to sell stickers on Wednesdays and Thursdays probably will work very well for Pete. Because
Okay.
It's Saturday that we're concerned about. That's where you get most of the vehicle traffic.
Well, would you have, maybe Jeffrey, if he's just designated selling stickers, maybe go on the other road with a little table and desk that says sticker sales for Saturday?
Excuse me, Bobby, before we go there, let's deal with the window before we deal with options. I
Okay,
hear
yeah.
what you're saying.
I
hear
agree with the window not being an option on weekends at least. Yep.
Okay, I think we're unanimous there.
Yep.
Now, in terms of options, Bobby, restart what you were saying, because I think that's going to be a viable approach. I like it.
Yeah, I just, the other driveway somehow, if we could steer sticker sales over there or have someone come around again if they wanted stickers, and have like even a cover like we did for, kind of like hazardous waste day, maybe a
Mhm.
shade if it's bad or pending weather, maybe that would be a spot. I don't know. Yeah, something out of the way. Either that or when they're leaving, on the exit somewhere down below, but that could create a traffic hazard too. I'm not sure.
Relative to your comments, and you just hit something that I really hadn't thought about, is my original thinking was, as you just said, using the upper road like we do for hazardous waste day, and the possibility of 2 pop-ups, one
Yeah.
for Donna and
Oh, yeah.
one for Jeff, and
Yeah.
sell stickers there. Now, you've introduced another option which we ought to think about, and that is setting one of those pop-ups on the exit road. Does
I
that
told you
make
that.
more sense? Sue, what do you think?
Well, I suggested that a couple of weeks ago, that was an alternative. If, maybe if it's shady down there, that might work just as well. I'll have to drive through just to kind of scope it out, because, we don't know what the weather will be like. If it
Correct.
Right.
We had some days when it was just extremely hot. It's hit over 100. And I told Donna, when you get to extreme heats, go home. I mean,
Yeah.
because there will be no air conditioning outside.
Well, logistically, the exit road, I think, does offer an opportunity. I think there is enough room, particularly if somebody is set up, I'm going to say, near where the propane tank storage is.
Yeah. Yeah.
There would be room
Yeah.
for a number of cars to line up there and
Yep.
still allow easy exit access for people who don't need to stop there.
Right.
I believe we have at least one pop-up, and I'm sure we can come up with another.
I don't have a pop-up. I've got a ball string one, but that just takes a little longer to put up, like the ones we do at Memorial Day, the ones with the elastic strings that you set up. It's a little more to set up.
Okay, yep.
It's a little more. Pop-up is a better idea, but
Well, whatever. I mean, if we go this route, we need to provide 2 shelters of some kind.
sure.
One for each individual.
And if it's raining, do we say they can go and do it another time, rather than try to deal with rain or?
They've got a month to buy the
Right.
their stickers. So, yeah. And hopefully they're handing out those, renewed by mail sticker forms. It's also on the website. That's been up for a while. We've already received 82
Nice.
requests for stickers. So,
Okay. I dropped off a bunch of those forms to Pete last Saturday, actually. So I encouraged him to hand those out. And I also gave him a stack of the,
Z folds.
well, the transfer station price increase heads
Yep.
up flyer.
Great.
Because with all that's going on in our world, I'm sure some people are forgetting.
Right.
Do I hear a motion relative to at least pursuing this two-station sticker sale setup?
I make a motion that for Saturdays, we have a two-station sticker sales, either on the upper road or the lower road,
Or both?
or both.
Yeah.
And I believe Pete will be able to sell his stickers through his window on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Wednesdays and Thursdays. And
I'll-
when do we see doing the Saturday sticker sales? Any thoughts?
Well, we cannot sell stickers until July 1st. So it's gonna be that first Saturday is July 4th, so it
4th.
won't be open then. So it'll be the following Saturday after.
Can we sell them on like June 27th if people date the checks properly, or is that a no-no? Do you know?
If June catches us, we're dead meat.
Well, I'll tell her it was your idea.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But the 4th is Saturday, so that backs us up to what day we could sell them on the 1st?
We can start
Well,
selling
that
them.
backs up, that makes the first Saturday, July 11th.
Right,
Right, but, yeah, but if the 4th is Saturday, correct?
Yep,
So if you back
Yep.
up, Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday, you could start on July 1st, correct?
correct.
Selling, which would actually make it, that would be Wednesday?
Wednesday and Thursday, July 1st, July 2nd would be the first 2 days.
Yeah,
And then it would jump to the following week, the following Wednesday, Thursday, and then that following Saturday, July 11th.
yeah, so the first Saturday, the 4th would work, or is it closed? We're open the 4th.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not, okay, that's okay. All right, yeah, all right, okay,
And part of this,
right,
part of
right.
what we need to keep in mind is that I believe that we've required new stickers by August 1st.
Correct.
So we
Yeah.
are losing one Saturday of sales,
Okay.
being July 4th.
That's why we need them to do the mail-in forms.
Or extend the deadline 1 week.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that right now.
Right.
No.
We can offer that as a grace as we get closer.
Okay.
Do we
Alrighty.
agree on that? As a potential?
Yep.
All
Okay.
right,
All right. So would you like to vote on that?
yeah, I'll
Sure.
second that.
Paul, do your thing. Roll call. All in favor?
Roll call for beginning sales on July 1st and 2nd. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right,
Paul, aye. Before we move on in the agenda, Bill sits through enough of this generic stuff. I'd like to defer to what he may have on his list so that we can let him go through his list, and if we have anything else, we'll tack it on at the end. But Bill, why don't you jump in at this point?
32 Crosby
32
Road.
Crosby Road is a replacement well. And we did get a sketch from the owner. The well is proposed 73 feet to a wetland. And so that reduction from 100 to 73 feet is being requested. I directed the owner to speak to Walter Bickford to see if he had to file anything, or as he did on 84 West Street, could he just walk the site and give the guy an okay? But would need that variance reduction also.
I'm okay with it. Billy, does that fall under our new rules where it would be permitted?
Nope. No,
Is that-
that's an offset we're not changing in the well regs.
Oh,
We
yeah,
could, but it
okay.
wasn't discussed as part of the package right
Right.
now.
We have done it on upgrades before though, correct?
Well, yeah, this is simply a well replacement, so it doesn't, it's not an upgrade to a septic, it's just the well itself. And apparently the water quality, the well driller told me at least the water quality is so bad that the guy's staying at a hotel, not his house. So it's not a no water situation, but
Oh,
it sounds
wow.
like the quality is bad enough to be a no water situation. So that's why they'd like to move forward with the installation as soon as possible.
Was it a shallow, Billy?
No, I think it's a drilled. I think they're just gonna
okay.
try a different location and may end up
Okay.
going deeper.
I don't know. I'm okay with it.
So I have no issues with that.
I have no
Okay.
issues.
Well, why don't you vote then? I'll make a motion to vote to vary well reg 4.1 section 1 to allow the well 73 feet to wetlands.
All right, I make a motion to vary it 73 to 73 feet.
Okay, I second it.
All,
All in favor, Sue Regera,
aye.
Bobby,
All right,
Paul, aye. Motion passes.
Okay.
I have no Title V inspection reports tonight, and 183 South Street was just on there in case they come back to discuss that tank size versus ejector pump, but I don't think anybody's here for that.
Okay, have you heard anything from them, Bill?
I have not heard anything from them, but I think I did text the board that the rough cost of tank replacement would be
Right.
$3,000 to $5,000
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Depends on the site, but that was just kind of a ballpark to give you an idea.
That was the, oh God, it's teasing
The old-
me in my
Well,
mind.
it's a sewage ejector pump that was put in with a plumbing permit, before a building permit was pulled to complete a bathroom that would use the sewage ejector pump. Apparently right now it's discharging laundry waste only. But again, I flagged it on the building permit app because the tank size is 1,000 versus the 1,500 that the code requires as a.
Right, that young guy. Okay.
Yeah.
The old Ballard property.
Yeah, so I think they're probably,
I'm
probably,
going to get hold of the plumbing inspector, Al Roseberry. I had hoped to have done it before tonight's meeting, but I didn't get it done. And talk to him about that and see if something can be added to the plumbing code inspection thing where if there's an applicant for an injector pump, that it automatically triggers a notification to that prospective party that
yeah.
it starts to involve Title V.
we may want to speak to Leanne. I don't know if, I assume the plumbing permits are going through Viewpoint as building permits are. She may be able to add on a Board of Health sign off anytime an ejector pump is proposed, and that would catch it at that stage.
We'll
Okay.
flag it, sure.
That's a good point, but I do want.
Oh, yeah, start with Al.
Plumbing
Yep.
Inspector, so.
Yep, definitely.
I will get hold of both of them.
And I see we have Neil on the screen. He's speaking for Benedict Alberts.
Yep, the 7:30 hearing.
Yep.
Is that Lyman Road, Billy?
Yes.
Okay, it's
Good evening.
7:30 and we can commence with the hearing.
Excellent.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing, Bill?
Good, you?
Good, good. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good
Hi.
evening.
I believe I dropped off the green cards and mail receipts in the box this afternoon. So I hope somebody was able to get them out of the Dropbox.
Yeah, I knew they were there.
Okay, perfect. I had emailed them in advance anyways, so since the email, 2 more green cards had come in, so.
Okay.
The variance
is-
that we're
excuse me.
seeking is simply in regards to the in-season groundwater observation test holes that are still on the Board of Health regulations. This site was owned by WebJo Company, Inc. And then I had done the soil testing many years ago with them. And then they ended up cutting up the lots with another engineering firm and then sold the lots. And then one of the owners of the lots had contacted us to do the design. So during the course of all that, it was just kind of missed that these groundwater observation test holes had to be performed still to meet the Berlin Board of Health regulations 100%. Obviously, being a Title V soil evaluator, licensed soil evaluator, along with Mr. Brookings, that when we do the soil testing, we obviously look at the soil modeling and the features in the soil to determine the seasonal high water table. And it's estimated, we've been doing that since 1995, and some of these older regulations have been sticking around longer than that. So I know my hometown still uses that groundwater season as well. So
Excuse me for interrupting. What's the address we're talking about again? I missed that.
okay, it's Lot 3A Lyman Road.
157 Lyman.
Okay, they gave out house number, good. So my applicant or my client is, and the applicant for this variance is Benedict and Elizabeth Alberts. They bought the property. We've gone to conservation and got approval to build a driveway through the buffer zone of the wetlands, not through the wetlands, but the buffer zone. They actually modified the property lines to make that work. So this kind of came up during Bill's review that we needed a variance. They've already started work out there, so to have to wait till next spring to do this evaluation would really dampen the the excitement they have of building their new home. So
What kind of work have they started?
they've already built roughed in the driveway to get up there so they can situate to drill a well, which obviously falls under the Board of Health as well. So
Right.
then after the well is drilled and that passes all the tests, then they can apply for their building permit.
Okay.
Billy, we've dealt with this, correct, Bill? Once?
We have, and this is obviously one of the regulations that the board is looking at revising and removing. So it has been approved in the past, and in the future won't be needed.
So we're just looking at a variance on the soil modeling, the deep hole test?
Yeah,
Yep.
to use the modeling witnessed on December 18th, 2015 versus an in-season in March and April. Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance for the deep test holes. Would anybody like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, let's take a vote. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
Aye.
Paul, aye. The variance is granted.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Neil,
All right.
go
Thank
in peace.
Okay, take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Hi, Neil.
Good night.
You too.
So again, this will be a permit I will sign for the board with today's date, and I'll move forward on issuing the well permit.
Okay, great. Great.
Good. I have to say, but Bill sends me his agenda. I can add to what you guys tell me, tuck it in with it just makes it so much easier. We know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
It just makes us so much more efficient.
Yeah.
Even,
I was glad to see that they'd gone to conservation too before they came to us, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, that works out this time. Yep.
Well, I know both of the parties actually rented from me at one point in time, and you know, there are no flies on them. Benedict's
No kidding.
that
Yeah.
guy, and Elizabeth's Elizabeth's a townie.
Yeah.
So
Very good.
what else do you have, Bill?
That's it. Oh, other than Paul, I've got 2 letters for you to sign that I'll leave on the desk probably Thursday or Friday if we get together. Just a 97 Pleasant Street is a follow-up from a Title V that the guy had to remove a water filter from his system, and that's done. And then the 84 West Street well variance that was approved at a previous meeting.
Mary Arata, can you hear me?
I can. What was the
Good.
question?
Do we have anybody online listening in or wanting?
Not that I can see, no.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bill, relative to text or email we exchanged, Friday morning works for me.
Yep.
Bill and I are going to be doing a plain view inspection of a home here in Berlin that, the resident has a lot of
Whoa,
issues.
you are being recorded. You're okay with
The
that?
resident has a lot of issues. I've been asked by a sister-in-law to see what the Board of Health can do. So for starters, Bill and I are just going to do a view of the property, and it may result in a letter to them. We don't know at this point.
Is this health and nuisance issues, Paul, or kinda?
Probably some hybrid of that. There's certainly some potential health issues.
Okay, yep, nope, no problem.
It could be hoarding issues. We really don't know the full extent.
Okay,
We just know that there are issues that relatives haven't been able to scratch the surface, so they've asked the Board of Health to look into it.
terrific. Well, glad you,
We'll have more information as we go along, but right now I think that's adequate.
glad you're
well-
taking it on.
Well, I'm looking at maybe roughly 10, but I can touch base in the morning to finalize the time. I've got some soil testing in Bolton first.
Sure. Yep. Just, if you can let me know, because I want to set it up with the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
next in, that's all.
Well, 10:30 is certainly a range, absolutely, between 10
Okay.
and 10:30. Yeah.
As long as I have a range, I think
Yep.
that'll be fine.
Okay.
Can I speak on another issue? Let me, Paul.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Billy and Paul, Ollie, do you think we're gonna be affected by the new outside dining rules, Bill? Or is that, Bridget, and is that all covered kind of with the police and fire? Decide we don't have any issues there, right?
I got some information from Lancaster today. I haven't looked at the order in detail, but it looks like the selectmen might be involved with approval. Certainly Bridget would be involved also, just as part of food service in the permanent inspection. Yep.
That's all.
But it looked like it was phase 2. It's
Yeah.
kind of a heads up order that phase 2 is not in yet, but once phase 2 opens, I guess outdoor dining's part of it. But I haven't
That
read
could
it.
be next week.
Yeah, well, it was just over, somebody said, like down at the 110 Grill, they want to expand, and a few others. And who was going to oversee, which isn't us, I don't think, but if they want to put actual seating in the parking lot area, it's got to be cordoned off, or if they're gonna.
Yeah,
know,
that's a good question. I don't know if that would be selectmen or police potentially, because again, if you can't be setting tables up in parking areas, I don't think.
Well, so.
If they have an outdoor deck or something, or a designated area already, which I know some of those places do, I think that's a different
Right.
story.
Well, I guess the thing was they'd use what they have already, but with their available seats inside, they were gonna try to get as many almost outside in different areas, and they kind of wanted to just make them safe. And
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that.
and I think most people said that they can use the inside facilities for bathroom and whatever, so that works. So I guess we're all right that way.
We need to be careful with the argument that those types of operations just want to make it safe. And we need to be cautious that they don't go into that parking lot sprawl.
Right,
It
yeah,
needs to be on land that they own, lease, or otherwise control.
yeah,
As soon as you talk parking lots, in my mind, that's public space, and that's not affiliated with
right. Yeah.
you know, any
So-
restaurant I
That's
know.
a good point, Paul. Like even insurance, I bet you stops at their ownership
Oh, yeah.
line, right? Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure. It probably does. Well, the chief of police would probably oversee that pretty good in
I would think
fire,
so.
correct?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
would think so, yes.
That was my only thing, because I didn't know if they were laying it on us being, just thrown out there with rules today. So I
No,
think,
these days, I think it's safe to say that everything that gets thrown out there goes through police, the Board of Health, and in some cases through EMS and Chief
Yeah.
Clark.
and
Because
it's gonna fall under government.
he's involved in
Yes,
monitoring who has what and trying to keep things safe. So it's
It's a good-
a three-headed review board, if you will. So.
Yep. No, it's working. I just didn't know if Bridget would have to get involved, but I don't think she does unless called upon, right, Billy?
Well, I think she will be involved if somebody's takeout only right
Sure.
now and they're expanding to outside seating. My guess is that she would be involved in
Oh, yeah, right, that
you know,
way, yeah.
maybe taking a look at these places before they actually begin. But I don't want to speak for her, but my guess is
No, but we're on top of it. I just was bringing up, no issues.
Okay. Bill, do you have anything else?
I do not.
You don't? My God.
Would have been a quick night.
Well, just turn around and go home.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Paul. I'll let you know when those letters are there, and I'll be in touch Friday morning. But we'll shoot for 10:30. But we'll find.
Just so you know, I plan on being in the office tomorrow morning for a while.
Yep.
Probably 9, 10 o'clock, something like that, or 10-ish, but yeah, just let me know and I'll
I
give you.
will. Yeah, because I've actually got a meeting tomorrow with Lancaster at 9:30, so I'll be tied to the computer for a while.
Okay.
I
Very good.
signed payroll today, you guys,
Oh,
so
great. Okay.
Thank
uh,
you.
I did get in there.
We-
I might
we'll
have
all-
to get it.
We'll all be rolling in the big bucks soon, Bobby.
Oh, I know. I may have to get a fob sometime. I declined to start with because I said, oh, there's enough of them out there, but one of these days I'll,
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
yeah. So otherwise I did sign what I was supposed to, and I think, and
Okay.
we should get paid some year. So,
All right, I'm
All
going to
right,
say
Bill,
goodnight.
have a good night. We'll be
Yeah, you
talking
too.
with you. We're
Good
not
night,
done
Bill.
with the meeting, board members. Hold on. We're done with Bill. He's,
bye, Bill.
Does the board want to mandate that in order to use the transfer station, you must wear a mask?
I thought we already had.
Well, I want to revisit it because there was an issue last week. Somebody was by themselves, certainly social distancing. They didn't have a mask. Pete confronted them from across the
Oh.
parking lot.
Yep.
So in my conversations with Pete, the input he gave me is when the big blinking sign was there, everything was good. Now that we don't have it,
Oh, okay.
all right, people are a little bit more footloose and fancy free.
Yeah.
And my suggestion to the board is that we utilize one of the new signs we have.
Yep.
And we move it to approximately where the big blinking sign was with the message, masks must be worn at all times.
I agree with that.
Or masks required for transfer station participation.
I just-
Some verbiage along those lines.
Yeah. Mask required.
Until we get some kind of governmental okay.
Yep.
that things are safer.
Till the emergency's off. Yep.
Yeah, it's a much bigger problem than we're capable of addressing in terms of the virus. All we can do is try and enforce healthy protocols. And it seems to me that part of me says, well, that's almost unreasonable, but then I give my head a shake and go, in this day and time, it's a new normal. It's not.
Correct.
it's not outrageous to do that.
You know, if we had been staying flat with our positive case numbers,
Right?
I might have said, well, maybe they don't have to, but we got another case last week,
Yeah.
23. So,
I think,
Yeah, we've been creeping upward.
I
know
think
it
it's,
went from 15 and then we added 3 one week, 4 the next week. We're flat for a couple of weeks and then we've got a new case. So until that we stay flat and we don't add, I would agree that we should mandate the wearing of masks at the
Yeah,
train.
I'd like to make it official, so let's have a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that the wearing of masks are mandated at the transfer station.
until emergency, governor it's not
Right,
declared.
until we get clearance from above. Do I hear a second to Sue's motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor, do roll call. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
I,
Paul, aye. All right, the follow-up to that now involves you, Bobby.
okay,
I'm gonna be in the office tomorrow. That's where all the letters are for those signs.
okay.
I will create the verbiage and cull out all the letters necessary. Can I ask you to put them into the sign and
You-
relocate the sign?
You can.
That would
And
be
that would,
terrific.
that would be kind of on the green coming in, just to the right, kind of where you can see right at
Yeah,
it.
probably, you know, if you were to walk out of the side of the take it or leave it shed
Yes.
toward that green.
Yep.
Somewhere right there.
Okay, that's what I think. Yep,
Yeah,
Sounds-
when you say the green, I think that's right. Sue?
yeah, that's it.
You just reminded me when I'd like to discuss opening the take it or leave it shed during phase 2.
Yes.
If we can take clothes, I know, I don't know the deal on that.
No, we
You
don't really
take clothes there.
take them to St. Joseph's.
Yeah, St. Joe's has a box here.
Okay,
But that
Yeah,
we should
right.
be able to control, no more than 4 people in the building at one time. It's an occupancy of no more than 8 people per 1,000 square feet. So,
Now, we don't have that much square footage there.
right, so no more than 3 or 4 in that room at any one time,
and wearing masks, of course, but, yeah.
of course.
I will check with Chief Clark. I mean, as the time approaches, I believe the town has the ability to, I'll use the word fumigate.
Right, yeah,
I'm gonna double check. I think we do, and I would ask him prior to opening of the take it or leave it, that we do that.
Well,
Well, we need to, there are a lot of sensitive people out there.
right, that's my issue.
You
I just
know,
don't think any germs have been lurking in there for
No,
3 months.
you believe that, I believe that, Bobby probably believes that,
right,
but
right.
there are people that don't believe that.
Like Paul says, more sensitive that towards.
Yeah, I mean, it's reality, and you can't judge people on that. Everybody has their own sensitivity and their own comfort zone.
The
And
chief of, yeah, the chief of police said that hydrostatic decontamination thing works great, just takes a minute. I think the highway department can use it, the fire department, and the chief has got his own, so I don't know who we talk to, but probably a great idea, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, we're not there yet.
No.
We need to get okays, but I'll have conversations with all those people and find out who the best source is, so when the time comes,
Yep.
we just know who to call, Ghostbusters. And
Right.
deal with it.
That's about what it is, too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
Yes,
Uh,
Sue. Oh, it's that finger, good.
Be nice.
I know, we're being recorded. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Mary.
I was like to discuss maybe us as a group, if you guys agree, to assist in helping in whatever way they need to set up for the town meeting.
Yeah,
They're
that's it.
gonna need extra help, whether it's setting out chairs, helping Barry, whatever.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I just thought it would be a nice gesture,
Are we all on board with that? Because I'll make that offer to the chiefs.
Yeah, I'm on board, and I was just thinking, that was my next question, and I think Mary, Margaret and Barry were hashing things out today on that, so we might have some information on how it's gonna actually work, so.
Right. I know there are a couple other towns having outdoor town meetings. Southborough, the 16th of this month. Auburn
Oh, yeah.
is having them.
Yep.
Might try and do a drive-by on the Southborough one just to see what it looks like. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can even get close, but I trust the chiefs. I mean, I've talked to them both via Selectman Zoom and all that, and they seem to have all the ducks lined up. And even if it's a rain date, they're prepared to deal with logistics. And
Yeah.
having it outdoors, there will be a lot of logistics. And I think the Board of Health offering our physical assistance
Yep.
is just, it's a win-win all the way around.
Sure.
Good for
And
the
you,
town, good for the Board of
you've been
Health.
working,
Yeah.
you've been working with them, which is great. I think working with them, Paul, like you have and getting in on it, it keeps us all in the loop and
Yep.
it makes for a better all. Yep.
Well, it's just the smart thing to do. An excellent idea, Sue. Yep. Bobby, both of you.
I
Great.
can direct traffic. I can set up chairs.
Now, I'm gonna find a
It does
special
not-
job for you.
When the next time you get a meeting agenda sent to you.
Right.
All right, do we have anything else? I'm just gonna give my notes a quick look here.
Just when the stickers come in, if they could be dropped off at the office. Pete ordered them
He did.
and,
I will talk with Pete tomorrow. Bobby, I will call you when I have all the letters ready, and we'll either meet at the town hall or my
Yep.
house, or your house, and we'll make that transfer.
Yep, sounds good, Paul.
Okay.
Whatever works.
Other than that, I mean, it's not in our bailiwick anymore, but I guess progress is actually being made at Northbrook these days.
Good. Yes, I read that. They're getting something done. That's,
Yep, even working weekends and so forth. I mean, they were slow to start, and somewhere, somehow, somebody got them the message that it's time to quit.
yeah. I tell you.
Get it done. Get it done.
Somebody's gonna pay. We just don't know who. That's all it was about.
Isn't that the name of the game?
But, okay.
So, Bob, no, that's a private conversation. I saw you in a smart car and I almost died.
I know. I thought I'd get smarter in it, Paul.
Oh, I should have taken a picture. Wheels Wheeler in a smart car. Wow.
Hey, you can still. I still have it.
All right. If we don't have anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
I'd make the motion to adjourn. And what did you do to your finger?
It's split underneath the nail.
Oof,
Oh,
that's a sore
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just wrap it up and
You're
it'll
digging
go-
in dirt again, Paul.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I got a haircut.
It's that
I
litter
finally
box that kills me every time.
I finally got my hair cut. My mop's gone.
All in favor of adjourning? Sue,
aye.
Bobby,
I
Paul, aye.